As the final events of Bible prophecies are rapidly being fulfilled, the call coming from God to His people at such a crisis as this is to come up higher. Come up higher as Elijah called the people of God to come up on Mount Carmel. Come up higher because we have a high calling in Jesus Christ.
Our High Calling, a devotional by Ellen G. White. Humble, persevering prayer. Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are, and he prayed earnestly that it might not rain, and it rained not on the earth by the space of 3 years and 6 months. And he prayed again, and the heaven gave rain, and the earth brought forth her fruit. James 5 verses 17 and 18. Important lessons are presented to us in the experience of Elijah. When upon Mount Carmel, he offered the prayer for rain. His faith was tested, but he persevered in making known his request unto God. The servant watched while Elijah prayed. 6 times he returned from the watch, saying, "There is nothing, no cloud, no sign of rain." But the prophet did not give up in discouragement. He kept reviewing his life to see where he had failed to honor God. As he searched his heart, he seemed to be less and less, both in his own estimation and in the sight of God. It seemed to him that he was nothing and that God was everything. And when he reached the point of renouncing self while he clung to the Savior as his only strength and righteousness, the answer came. The servant appeared and said, "Behold, there riseth a little cloud out of the sea, like a man's hand." We have a God whose ear is not closed to our petitions, and if we prove His word, He will honor our faith. He wants us to have all our interests interwoven with His interests, and then He can safely bless us. For we shall not then take glory to self when the blessing is ours, but shall render all the praise to God. God does not always answer our prayers the first time we call upon Him, for should He do this, we might take it for granted that we had a right to all the blessings and favors He bestowed upon us. Instead of searching our hearts to see if any evil was entertained by us, any sin indulged, we should become careless and fail to realize our dependence upon Him. Elijah humbled himself until he was in a condition where he would not take the glory to himself. This is the condition upon which the Lord hears prayer, for then we shall give the praise to Him. God alone is worthy to be glorified.
My Lord, So